welcome into Just the Tip, a fantasy football podcast. We are your hosts, myself, Disfat Bidge. We have Matt Regan. Regan, how are you?
Great to be here. I am great. How's everybody else?
You say that every time, and I'm starting to not believe you. It's great to be here.
I've been better. I wanted
We
it to
all
be a
have.
happy podcast.
Yeah, we're approaching middle age. We've all been better. Ryan, how are you doing?
Doing great, man. NFL draft week. Ready to go.
It's exciting stuff. Can't wait. Looking forward to it. And some of you have probably seen on our socials that we have a guest host today. He specializes in some prop bets. We have Ryan's brother, Jerry Haynes. Jerry, how are you?
Well, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Anytime we will take your tip.
Right to the point. Or the tip.
Just start it out. Just warming you up, Regan. That's all.
No more point.
Not right.
Oh, Jerry has no idea what he signed up for.
Welcome to the podcast.
All right. So, Jerry, we will be having a draft game, which we'll get into later. We'll discuss the rules and how we're going to play. Three of us, Regan, Ryan, and I will play it, and you will be critiquing how dumb we are in our picks or how smart we are. So hopefully we impress you. Like I said, let's talk about some prop bets. Hey, Jerry, if you could just elaborate more on what prop bets, the rules, the over-under lines, stuff like that, if you could.
Sure, yeah. So your prop bets are basically for the draft are going to be which position a skilled player is going to go at. And for example, Kyle Pitts is expected to go around the fourth pick. So they're going to give you a line of 5.5. Is he going to go pick 5 or pick 6? You have to decide, and the odds are going to be based on how many people are laying money on which side of that.
Gotcha. So the line would be plus 200 for the over, or what? Give me an example like that.
So what you want to look at is anything plus 200 or anything plus money is going to be an upset. Anything minus money is the amount of money you're going to have to lay down to win $100. So it's based in $100 increments. So if you are looking at minus 120, you're going to have to lay 120 down to win 100, plus your bet back. So you're looking at minus money, that's going to be a favorite. Looking at plus money, that's going to be an underdog. And the odds are going to extend or basically contract to how much of a favorite or an underdog the bet is.
All right, right on. Seems simple enough. I'm pretty new to this, so you could say I'm a virgin at prop betting. So thanks for taking it easy on me, Jerry. I appreciate it.
No problem. I'll walk you right through it, buddy.
Oh, you can walk me, you can make me crawl, whatever. Doesn't matter. We'll get there.
Yeah, we won't be crawling.
All right. So Jerry, I hear you got a 60% winning percentage on the college football from last season. So you won some big money, huh? Buying a new boat or what?
No, I went a little over breaking even, so we're good
right
there. And that's really all you're looking for, because every bet is a risk, and the way that the house has it now, the casinos have it. I mean, everything odds related is gonna be a 50-50 shot. And what's exciting about the draft and these mock lineups tonight is that these top players in this draft are what decided. They were big deciding factors in these games that have won or lost money.
All right, right on. And also, you are the winner of our Dynasty League that Ryan and I are involved in. You debuted last season, and you brought home the bacon. So you had Kamara carry you to a win, which was awesome. So congrats on that.
Thanks. Now you just make me blush.
Yeah, you know.
So you beat your brother, is what we're saying.
Oh, everybody beat Ryan.
Hey, listen, man, it's Dynasty. 1 year means nothing.
He's stacked on draft picks for this year as well and next, so he's going to be in pretty good shape.
You're going to need him.
All right, man.
Fighting words.
Rebuild.
All right. So
Year one.
Hey, you don't know. You might have to start from a extension draft, you know?
Oh.
The
Good luck,
Houston
Ryan.
Texans.
My rebuild's done, man. 1 year, I'm good to go. Contending this year, moving forward.
That's true. All right, and with that, let's get into some questions with Jerry right now on what kind of bets we're looking at. Get his advice. Just a disclaimer, we are doing this on Monday, April 26th right now. So if lines change, we apologize. That's out of our control. If you lose money, that is not our fault. That is your fault for being stupid to take our tip.
The wrong tip. The wrong tip.
You took the wrong tip. If you win money, then you're smart and you owe us a 25% commission fee.
At least a share.
Yeah,
At least a like on Facebook or something.
Follow on Twitter, a couple retweets a month. That's fine.
Like
All right, let's start out with Ryan. Ryan, what's the question you got for Jerry right now?
Yeah, so Jerry, one prop that stands out to me, I think this is on everybody's mind right now. So what happens at 3, 4, and 5? So just to recap, the Niners traded into the 3rd spot, and the Falcons have been silent throughout the draft process, and they're in the 4th spot. I know who you like at 3, so if you want to go into that a little bit, and then just tell us your favorite line with this prop and why.
So I do like Trey Lance at 3. I see Trey Lance being a true redshirt player with Jimmy Garoppolo as the bridge, which will take some of the pressure off of Kyle Shanahan. Whereas Jimmy G has a bad game, they'd be screaming. The fans would be screaming to put Mac Jones in or Justin Fields in. You're not going to have that kind of pressure with Trey Lance, and he's a dual threat that's going to fit right into the offense, especially behind Jimmy G. As far as the 4th pick, man, I don't have a clue. If anybody's going to screw that thing up, it's going to be the team that screwed up a 28-3 lead. So I don't have a lot of faith in Atlanta. I don't think they're taking a quarterback just because they signed Matt Ryan to that extension, a 2-year deal, and there would be a huge dead cap hit of $40.5 million, even if they decided to use him as a bridge quarterback and then start one of these young guys in 2022. So what they do, I think they trade down, but I can't tell you who's going to move up there, and I don't have anything there. But pick number 5. So
you're saying stay away from that? Sorry to butt in there.
I'm saying if you're going to play the odds, I would say that they pick up Kyle Pitts if they stay at that position.
Okay.
And that would, as a prop bet, Kyle Pitts at 5.5. I would put him on the under and lean that way if they keep that pick. But that's such a crapshoot whether or not they hold that pick or move down because you don't know what they're going after. They have a lot of holes on that team that they need to fill.
Okay.
So moving on to pick 5, Cincinnati, everybody is screaming for them to get weapons. And every mock draft, they're picking up weapons. See Jamar Chase going a lot at 5. I'm going to go a different direction on that. I think they're going to go with Penei Sewell. I think that's how you Penei Sewell.
Perfect.
Good enough for government work.
Yeah. The big lineman out of Oregon, 325 pounds. They're going to want to protect Joe Burrow this year after last year's debacle, as opposed to going for a weapon. I know he may want a weapon, but he may also find it a personal attack if they don't get someone to protect him.
That's a good point.
All right, Regan, what do you got for Jerry?
All right, so first off, I find it amazing that we have Google these days, and I never looked up what these prop bets meant, like the over under and stuff. I had no clue, so I appreciate that, and I hope this helps others as well. I guess so. My first one is the total quarterbacks that are drafted in round 1. That the over under is 5.5. I can't think of another quarterback that would go in the first round. Do you know of one, or do you think this is a possibility?
I don't think it's a possibility, and if you look at the odds, I believe as of this morning it was like minus 360 or minus 380 to jump on that under, because there's just a top 5 that stands out, and the second tier is like maybe mid round, second round. So you have your top tier of the top 5 guys, and I can't see any team being desperate enough to step up to that second tier of guys in the first round.
No, so actually that brings me to my second part of that question. So the one I got last night was the over was 350 and the under was negative 450. Now, what do you find, like if you know something's a sure thing, like for the most part, do you feel comfortable putting that down? That's a lot of money.
The 350 to lay down. So basically, you're laying down 350 to win 100. And the way that my luck works, I hate those.
Yeah.
I don't touch them because if something does go wrong, it's gonna get screwed up somehow. And I mean that's a reach. I mean I'll go minus 150, minus 170, stuff like that. But I won't go below minus 200 just because that's such a risk. And then that if that one little chance of something crazy is gonna happen, it's gonna happen to me.
Right. No, I appreciate that. That's good to know. So stay low. I like it.
Yeah. I mean anything. It's never a given.
Right.
But anything minus 200 or down to minus 100 is a safe bet, but you're not wagering a ton and risking a huge loss either.
Yeah, you can put in 3 bets for one. So
one name, Jordan Love. Think about how many bets lines that he ruined last year.
So
yeah.
Nobody's radar.
And he hasn't played yet.
And he probably won't for a couple more years.
Correct. Ouch.
I was going to say, the Patriots are rumored about either Trask or Kyle Mond, or what's his name? Kellen Mond.
Yeah.
And
did you guys see that leak? The leaked picture of Love on their desk or whatever?
No.
The Patriots, I think it was the Patriots or Green Bay posted a picture of like, hey, we're hard at work looking at things, and a trade from New England to Love was on there.
No,
yeah. So you never know. Just saying. Maybe they just called. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I just want to throw that out there.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're all right. All right, so I got one question for you. Jerry, Devontae Smith, the over-under at 11.5. Over is plus 100. The under is 140. Thinking the over because I think other teams are going to pass on them and get all the quarterbacks, the top 5. And then defensive players are going to start going off the board too for a couple teams that are in desperate need of a defensive player. So what are you feeling out about that?
I actually have him at 11. I have him being picked up by the Giants. So it's right there at 11.5. It's a very good line. I would lean under on that just because I think the Giants are such a good fit for him, with as flashy as he can be, and I don't think they're as concerned about the size as some of these other, Detroit wants a big guy, and the receivers coming off the board. I think Jalen Waddle's a better fit in Philly. I just think Devonta Smith at 11, the Giants are calling him.
Too shabby. I would have never thought of that after them getting Kenny Golladay, but hey, you never know.
And that's another team with a lot of holes, but I think they're picking up another weapon to. They got to try to make Daniel Jones look good.
Well, they're going to be moving on from.
Yeah.
they're going to be moving on from Sterling Shepard and probably Evan Ingram. So after the season, so they got to invest in some weapons. So makes sense.
Yep.
That's a good call.
All right, Ryan. Next question.
All right, this one's a good one. So the other bet
Make it
that I'm
sexy.
interested in, you got it, as always, is the over-under on SEC players taken in the first round. So I know how much everybody loves the SEC. So there are a few wide receivers that can really swing the pendulum either way. So those receivers are Elijah Moore from Ole Miss, Kadarius Toney from Florida, and Terrace Marshall from LSU. The latter being the most interesting to me. So we have a mock that's going to be going up on our socials tomorrow, and we have Terrace Marshall going 19th in the first round via trade to the Lions. So what's your prediction on the over-under for the SEC, and which of these wide receivers makes it into the first, and who's left on the outside looking in?
All right. So as far as SEC players, and even with 7 Bama players that I have going, I'm still going with the under at 12.5, and that's with 7 Bama players making it. And then as far as receivers, I have Terrace Marshall at kind of being bounced out of the first round now after those failed medical test or whatever it was that was rumored, and he was targeted around 27 with Baltimore, and I think they're more likely to take Rashad Bateman now. I think he gets bounced, and I think Kadarius Toney actually gets bounced to the second round as well. And I have Elijah Moore going somewhere around 29th. I think Green Bay is a really good fit for him at 29.
I think Terrace Marshall, with his size, I think the Lions historically have taken receivers with size. I know that they have a new GM in Brad Holmes, a new head coach in Dan Campbell, but the Fords have been around forever. And if you look at their history over the last 15, 16 years, I mean, they've swung and missed a lot on first-round picks, but consistently they're picking guys 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", looking for those big weapons. So I think Terrace Marshall fits that mold. I know he has some medical concerns, but I don't know. I can see them taking him as a flyer, mid to late first round.
Yeah, I could see that. I could also see a scenario where Jamar Chase falls to them, and at 6'1", 200, he's right on the fringe of being a big guy for them. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I could see them spending their 7th. If Jamar Chase does fall to them, meaning like Atlanta trades out, Miami takes their Kyle Pitts, I think he could fall to 7, and then I think Jamar Chase is at 6'1", 200 could be a landing spot for him as well.
Yeah, to add on that, it was crazy to see Adam Scheffler reported today that the draft prospect. Adam Scheffler? Give me a break. You guys.
We got you from earlier.
Yeah, right. He reported that draft prospects' medical information is still trickling in. And so not everyone has this info, which could make a big impact on some of these projections so far.
That's a really good point.
No, I thought that was
it's a
crazy.
Weird year, like we've been saying.
Yeah. Projections, yes, but I guarantee all teams that are interested in wide receivers, the right personnel has the info already.
Right.
But as far as like mocks and projectors and writers, I mean, they're going to be lost on it.
Very good. Where are we next? Regan?
Oh, me, yeah. So I think this is the one that I stole from you, Mac. The Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, you did. It's all right.
Sorry, I apologize.
It's all right. So
this is me and Mac's question. Jalen Waddle over under 12.5. I hate your face. So in a lot of mock drafts, I've been seeing Waddle go before Smith. So necessarily as the second overall wide receiver in the draft. I personally have going 6th overall to Miami. The thing is, Miami, there's been a lot of talks about them trading out of the 6th pick. So I didn't know where that left you, but I have them going so much farther up, and the over-under is -110.
Yeah, so that's basically a pick 'em. You go like 110 to make 100. regardless of which way you pick. The house
Right.
wants their $10. So I have him actually at 12. So he's right on that bubble, and I don't know if that line I believe moved. I think it's 12 even now, and it may have even gone down to 11.5. So that line's going to flex, depending on how many people are laying the wood on him going to the Giants or Philly. It's going to bounce that line back and forth. I have him as a really good fit in Philly if he makes it that far, because I think if Jamar Chase goes earlier, he could go to the Lions right at 7.
Yeah, that's a good call.
So
Yeah.
say Atlanta stays in it and they take Kyle Pitts, Miami takes Jamar Chase. That would put him, I think, as the number 3 receiver with Detroit at 7.
Good insight. Still think he's going to Miami, but you never know. And that would make that bet a no-brainer.
And you don't know, because there is so much talent in this top 15 this year, and it's a deep receiver draft too. So
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, switching a bit of gears here. Is there any bets on like defensive players being taken, an over/underline? So I was reading that the last time a defensive player wasn't taken in the top 10 was in 1957. So I was wondering, like, is there any bets out there where you can say 9.5 over or under a defensive player, not just a specific one, just any of them being taken in the top 10? Have you seen anything like that on your books?
I mean, I've been looking a lot. I haven't seen anything like that. And I've seen like the number of corners and the numbers of safeties and the number of defensive linemen all in separate bets, but I haven't seen a defensive player likely to go in the top 10.
Yeah, same.
And what the likeliness of that is. But I do believe that Patrick Surtain goes to Dallas at number 10.
Mm. Yeah, I've seen them all separated by a position, not just a defensive player, and none of them,
Right.
none of the lines were below 10 at all. So I think the closest I saw was 10.5. So yeah.
And I would take the under on that.
I would too. Save Dallas.
I would say he goes right to Dallas, and then I have at the 14 spot I have Jalen Phillips going as well for the next defensive player. So I have him being the second defensive player.
Speaking of, sorry, before you take your question, Ryan, we'll spend a few more minutes on this. What do you bet on, Jerry? So you're in Rhode Island, so it's a bit more easy than people like me in Mass. I have to cross the border, but what kind of apps do you bet on? You go into the casino, like in Uncut Gems, throwing the cash at him?
Yeah. So, this is tough because Rhode Island Sportsbook does not actually have any lines right now for the draft. I don't know if they plan on doing them or not, if they're waiting to put them out. So there's nothing available in Rhode Island through the app anyway. I haven't been to the casino to check.
Gotcha.
The lines that I'm getting, the lines that I've been reading off of it and consistent with this whole week with looking at this, have been through Vegas Insider, which is powered by DraftKings. So if you set up through DraftKings, I think you have to cross over the New Hampshire border, believe it or not.
Right.
So.
Yeah, as I was saying, you got to hop the border.
Not that far for us.
Yeah, there's no wall there either.
Highly discouraged.
No wall there. Highly discouraged.
Fantasy football podcast.
Yeah. I'm not telling anybody to do that. I'm just saying, if you wanted to put one in.
Oh, we want to put multiples.
You have to be a New Hampshire resident.
I'm not saying I'm taking a 2-hour drive.
Everybody stay safe and do it legally, please.
You'll make it there in 90 minutes. It's fine. All right, Ryan, you got another question?
Bring back fireworks, too.
One more for each of us.
Yeah, I am. I'm fresh out of questions, to be honest with you.
Well,
the insight that Jerry's given to us has been fantastic, though. And again, really appreciate you coming on.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Me. Regan, you got anything?
No, Jerry was a jerk and used mine as an example.
Oh, I
Actually-
think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, so it's the Kyle Pitts over under. I don't know if it changed.
I know. We'll get into that later. I have a similar thought process on that too.
All right,
as
Johnny
well.
Cakes. Sheesh.
See,
I'm just saying. Tease
so
it
we're all
for
just gonna
later.
stomp on Regan. Okay.
Yeah.
Shut up, Regan. Who invited this kid? All right, I got one more then.
So you can talk, right?
I asked you guys if you had any more.
Carry on.
Well, Regan kind of did.
I know.
Kinda did.
Jerry, who the Pats taking?
No,
Who
defensive.
are the
Yeah.
Pats taking?
Best
I
defensive
have-
player.
No, I have Mac Jones falling all the way back to them.
Gross.
And that might just be the bias inside of me. I don't know. I don't have a ton of solid logic behind it, but I don't see with Trey Lance going third and Atlanta possibly trading out. I can see Justin Fields maybe going to the Broncos, and then Mac Jones he's not there in the top 10, and I think he could fall back to 15, or if he's still available around 9, 10, 11, I could see them maybe moving up.
I'm getting a Josh Rosen vibe from Mac Jones
Oh, for sure.
in the sense that he's going to slip from the draft and he's going to be overhyped and not worth it.
Yep.
I think there's been a lot of smoke screens around Mac Jones. Every analyst seems to love him, and there's just not as much to back it up. And I don't think the teams love him as much as everybody wants them to. So,
Yeah,
just a lot of hype. A lot of hype.
So I was listening to Ryan Wilson of CBS, and he was talking about how all the coaches love him, like his brain, like the mental aspect of him. It's just his physical capabilities, his physique. They're just like, and it's like, all right, he's not going to be sustainable in our offense, especially with the way the league is going right now, where you need to be able to run the ball as a quarterback.
Right. He is more of a pocket passer, and his accuracy is there, and his NFL readiness is there. There's just a lot more of his game that still needs to be developed, and I don't know what his ceiling is. He may have a lower ceiling.
He may.
He just
Alright,
had crazy weapons. It's just tough.
Right.
Crazy weapons, great offensive
Right.
I'm
line.
just going to add that Mac said our offense. He's
Wait.
converted.
Got ya. The light worked.
Recorded, man. It's on tape.
What are you talking about?
I
I
don't know,
was
but I'm happy.
speaking as coaches in general. In the
Oh
league,
yeah,
when they inter-
yeah. Okay, all right.
yeah.
Why don't you
Go
ahead
back and
ask
listen
your last
to it.
question.
And we'll go back and listen to that. All right. So Jerry, this one. All right. Tight ends 1.5. The over is plus 350. Now the Jags are rumored to take Pat Fairmouth at the number 25. Also, I could wager plus 1,000 for the Jags to take him there straight up. Or should I just take the over on the 1.5 in case another team tries to take a tight end like Buffalo? Excuse me.
So I like the long shot. I like where your head's at there. It's 10 to 1. So whatever you wager, it's 10 to 1. So you could do a smaller wager to make your money on that, and not risk as much, because I do think there is a top 2 in tight ends, and then it falls way off. And I do think if Freiermuth does go in the first round, Jacksonville could be the potential landing spot for sure. And then you've kind of put together a parlay without knowing it, and you have your 1.5. You hit that, and you hit your long shot bet at the same time. So I would go. I mean, if you're a true believer and you think that there is going to be 2 tight ends that go in the first round, it's gonna be Freiermuth, and so you're already halfway there on the bet. And if you pick the landing spot at Jacksonville, I believe I actually have them taken an edge rusher at 25. I haven't taken Milton Williams, but
Which would
defensive
probably
lineman.
make more sense.
But there is a chance, like I said, there is a clear top 2 for tight ends. So if
you
you're going to
tell us
go
what
over
a-
the 1.5.
Can you tell us what a parlay is? Asking for a friend.
A parlay is putting together two legs of a bet that both have to hit to greatly increase your odds. Most parlays, like if you're taking two, what would be straight bets normally at -110, you put those two together and they both hit. Say you want the Bills and the over, the Bills by the spread and the over. It takes the -110, and it makes it +260. So you'd be winning 2.5 times your money back.
I like that.
But they both have to hit.
Right.
It's hard.
So you have more moving parts. And you can move it with 3, 4, 5 parts, and the odds increase with it. But every single leg of that bet has to hit.
My history with parlays is that the second leg of the bet always is crushing, and it's looking so good until
It's like
the
a pirate
very
leg.
end. And then
Yeah.
it's just, it's brutal and it hurts.
Yeah, my history with parlays is that the fourth leg never hits, and then I watch 4 figures go out the window.
So I will avoid that. Thank you.
It's so yeah. When I said my 60% that I hit on college football, that is straight bets only.
I gotcha.
Every once in a while, I throw a parlay in, get cute with it, but doesn't often pan out. Mostly everything that I bet is a straight bet.
All right, good to know. All right, give me one bet that you are just in love with.
One bet that I am in love with.
Hold on, let me get a
I
peep
like.
Take your notes.
I like Penny Sewell. He's 5.5. Over under 5.5. I like the under on it. It only pays out -165, but that's something that I feel like can be locked in.
All right. All right.
Noted.
Sounds good. Yeah, the Bengals have to protect Burrow. I don't see them going for a weapon. They might be stupid, but
I don't think they're at that. I don't think they're at that point yet.
as long as I don't have them in my mock draft, we're good. Yep. All right. So I agree with you, Jerry. I don't have them. All right. Cool.
I
think we lost Jerry, so we got it.
Yeah.
We did.
Well,
Well, thank you very
timing,
much,
Carl.
Jerry. Much appreciated.
Ryan booted his own brother. What a jerk.
I know.
Right.
He's like, all right, he's taking too much of my shine.
Yeah. Guy talks
All right.
too much.
How about we get into the rules for the little draft game we're doing?
I like it.
Yeah. So this
Alright.
is it's exciting. So how we're going to play this out is that we're all going to make projections on where the 10 most interesting players to us are going to land as far as the spot. So the rules for the draft game are going to be the lowest score wins. It's going to be very much like golf. You want to have a smaller differentiation from your projected pick to the actual pick. So that's how your score is going to be calculated. If one of our lock-it-in picks is correct, we will be able to null an incorrect selection of our choice. So let's say, for example, we have Kyle Pitts locked in at 104, and he goes 104, and then we had another player who might have been 8, 9, 10 positions off from where we projected. We can then null that player that was off by 8 to 9, 10, however many positions. So the winner of this is going to get a 4-pack of Heady Topper from the Alchemist Brewery. A little shout out to you guys. That's in my fridge right now, fresh from Vermont. And the loser is going to get iced.
Oh,
Gotta get iced.
Iced. Smirnoff iced.
I like it. I like
Yep.
both.
So just
It's
get
just
ready.
degrading.
It is degrading. That's
When
what
you get ice, you just feel shitty. And it's usually warm, and it's in front of a group of people.
Yeah, Mac did it to me last year at our draft. It was really humiliating.
Good
It
job,
was
man.
also terrible. I hate Smirnoff Ice. Shout out to Smirnoff Ice.
I like it.
So yeah, those are the draft rules. So the 10 players that we're highlighting are going to be, let's see here.
Come on, Heady Topper.
So the first player that we are looking at, Trey Lance. Mac, where you got him? Real quick.
You want to just go over the list real quick for me?
Sure, let's do it. So we got
do 1 through 10 real quick. I'm trying to see if I can get Jerry on right now, so go right ahead.
So we got 4 quarterbacks. So we left Trevor Lawrence out of the list. I think he's a sure lock to go 101 to the Jaguars. If I'm wrong, then I'll lose the competition.
You get iced twice.
Exactly. So we got 4 quarterbacks: Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, and Mac Jones. The 3 receivers we're looking at are Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, and Jalen Waddle. The top 2 running backs in this draft, although some people would argue Javonte Williams should be in this discussion. I have Travis Etienne and Najee Harris. And then the one tight end who's, from what everybody's saying, is a wide receiver tight end hybrid, Kyle Pitts. We're going to be projecting where he's going as well. So as we go, we're going to lock in a couple of these guys. We're going to give you a little bit more info on those players, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Do you want me to go while Mac's doing work?
I already sent him the invite, so if he joins us as we're going, that's totally cool. If not, good night to Jerry. Thank you very much for joining. Hopefully people... Oh, it looks like he's joining.
You spoke too soon. You should have said that 5 minutes ago.
I was hedging my bets.
Do you put it in?
All right, so why don't we get started as we wait for Jerry here, and as he jumps in, we can ask him what his opinion might be. Give him a little recap.
All right, so
Trying to get back in now, guys.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at that!
What, did you run out of beer so you shut your phone off?
I don't even know what happened. I have no idea. The app crashed. The app completely crashed. I had to back out, restart my phone, everything.
Hey, don't put bad words into their name. We need them.
Put a little bit too much on that Penny Sewell bet, so he wasn't able to pay his phone bill. He's going to have to.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jerry, I just went over the draft game rules, and we're going to highlight 10 players here. We're going to project where they're going, and then we're going to ask for your insight once we get through them.
Okay.
All right. So, Trey Lance. Mac, why don't you kick us off?
All right. It's a little weird, I guess, to go a little out of order here. But I think he is going to drop to number 7 for Detroit. Just real quick, new general manager, new coach. They got to make sure they bring in some big high prospect to keep players engaged for their future and the fans. Where do you got him going, Regan?
I got him at 103 for the 49ers as a lock. And it came out this week that the 49ers are pretty much in between Mac Jones and Trey Lance. And I was actually reading Ryan's markup on this, and I'll let him go say it, but him saying that you pretty much redshirt him and you had Jimmy G for this year. What a great scenario. So I'll let you speak further on that, though, Ryan.
Yeah, I had Trey Lance as a lock, too, to the Niners. I know Jerry agrees with us as well. Just to kind of piggyback off of what you just said, Regan, and what Jerry said earlier, he fits the narrative. I mean, the Niners have been consistent. Both Lynch and Kyle Shanahan have been consistent with Jimmy G being the starter this year. And I get that. They're 2 years removed from a Super Bowl. They know that he's able to, get them that far. And they're really 1 quarter away from pulling off the whole thing. So I do think they're confident in Jimmy G this year. I think Lance would be, a good quarterback to have behind him to sit and to develop. And it seems like around the league, there are more analysts day by day that are saying Trey Lance is the guy. So I'm high on Lance here. Jerry, do you have anything more to add?
No, I think you hit it all right on the head. I just think he fits in as a dual threat, and again, the true red shirt thing. There won't be as much pressure as picking one of the other big names for Shanahan when Garoppolo has a bad game. There won't be as much pressure just to plug him in, and it will let Shanahan and Lynch run what they need to run.
It's a really good point. Without distraction, or minimum.
Without the distraction, yes.
Max getting iced.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know the rumors and everything. And just that style of quarterback that Shanahan likes. I don't know. He likes Kirk Cousins, so Mac Jones seems like a younger Kirk Cousins. Anyway, moving on.
So we got next is Zach Wilson. Mac.
All right, so Zach Wilson. I have him going to the Jets at number 2, which, which you guys have him going there as well.
Which we all do. Yeah.
He is not my lock because I don't want to be too easy.
I deleted mine too.
That's
I'm
right.
calling an audible. Yep. All right.
I had it as a lock. I was like, that's cheap. And then you did it like 5 minutes later.
It is cheap, but hey, it's whatever. Any edge you can get in a game. All right. Enough with that. Justin Fields. I have him dropping. I just have a feeling with all the rumors of the other quarterbacks and people are just forgetting about Fields. He seems like that quarterback that's going to drop. Not too far, though. I think he's going to go to the Broncos at number 9 overall. What about you, Ryan?
I actually have a big trade being pulled off here. I think the Washington football team moves from 19th to 7th, which is going to take a lot. But, when they're rolling the dice on Ryan Fitzpatrick and Taylor Heineke, like they already flopped on Dwayne Haskins. So I think Justin Fields is a guy who's high energy, he's athletic. And when you look at that offense with Terry McLaurin and Cam Sims and Antonio Gibson, you have athletes all over the field. So just to add another athlete, it would be, I think it would be a solid move for that team and that offense. What do you got?
Definitely would.
What do you say, Mac?
I said it definitely would. How much are you willing to give up for him, though? How much do you think they're going to give up?
I think to move up 13 spots, you'd have to give up a future first.
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah, maybe a couple. I mean, it's not as significant as like moving, if you're the Niners, moving from 12 to 3. But a first and probably a few more draft picks, maybe not another first, but maybe a second or a couple thirds, something like that.
You could see 2 seconds, sadly.
Yeah.
So mine's actually the Patriots because there's been a lot of talk of the Patriots possibly moving up in the draft for Fields. I have them trading with the Panthers at 108. I looked at the thought of them trading up with Detroit at 107, but I just don't see Detroit doing business with us in general. So trade between the Panthers. The Panthers, they need a little bit, but I think at 108 they won't get the receiver that they want. They don't need a running back, obviously. So maybe the Patriots can sweeten the deal on that one.
Just traded for Sam Darnold.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Jerry?
So I have him. I agree with Mac on this. I have him going to Denver.
What?
I have him. I do. I have him falling to Denver. That's pending Denver making any moves forward or backward. I still don't know exactly what they're going to do. They're a little unpredictable, but I think if he does fall and gets to the 9th position, I think Denver's crazy not to jump on it. I don't see them going far with Drew Lock.
Yeah, I don't see the Broncos passing him up. The only way I see them missing out on Fields is if somebody trades above them. It's the only thing I can see. But if you're the Broncos, though, it's a lot easier to trade from, what pick are they, 9th?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot easier to trade from 9th and up to, 15th and up. That's tough.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I could see somebody jumping ahead of them and taking Fields. I could see Fields maybe going at the number 4 spot if Atlanta moves to anyone else. And then at that point, I think Micah Parsons is a really good fit for a Vic Fangio defense.
Good stuff.
We'll see. Yeah, there's some attitude problems with Micah Parsons. He seems to be dropping on a lot of boards, so we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, next we got. Who do we just do? Justin Fields, right? Mac Jones next. I have him going at 1.3 to the 49ers. I'm believing the rumors, man. I think they're going to do it. I don't know. I just think it's just too simple. I'm not going to overthink it.
I agree, though.
Oh, you look at that. You agree.
Yeah, if they like I said, they came
agree.
out. Well, no, I think it's Trey Lance, but
I was like, wait, I didn't read that.
well, no, I think it was Trey Lance. Like I said, they were in between those two players, so if it's not Trey Lance, it's Mac Jones.
Regan just wants everybody to win. It's like, yeah, get your
team player, bro.
He's like the guy in the longest yard. Stop booing, people. Both teams are trying very hard.
It's that guy like on hormone pills.
Yeah.
I'd rather not be compared to him.
My nipples are really sore.
That wasn't a quote, folks.
No, that was just me.
That was a
All
quote
right,
from Mac Jones. That's why he's going to be selected later in the draft.
Probably.
I actually have the Broncos making a move here to move up to 4 and swapping with the Falcons. I think that's where Mac Jones goes. I could see the top 4 picks being 4 quarterbacks. So I'm not overly confident with that, but that's what I'm going to say for now.
Yeah, it just seems that type of year, man. And everybody's just quarterback happy, so don't blame you. All right, next we got Jamar Chase with the number 6 to Miami for me, and this is my lock. I just think the way the draft is going to lay out, they need the best skill position player. And spoiler alert, I think Pitts is going before that. And we'll get to him later. But Jamar Chase of Miami as my lock. 1 of 3. We're doing 3 locks, people. Regan.
Well, I'm just going to let the fans know, because you cut me off on Mac Jones, that I had him going to the Broncos.
We already went over that, didn't we?
No.
No, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, Regan has to win. I don't remember that, but
I tell the kid he's gonna lose the first round, and he's like, I hate this.
You're dead to me.
over you now.
I'm literally gonna open my door tomorrow. There's gonna be a 6-pack of ice just sitting there. But yeah, so Mac Jones I had going 9th, but Chase I have him going to the Bengals because I think they're gonna be dumb and not get a lineman. I don't. They need a lineman. They need to protect that QB, but they're gonna go. I think they're gonna go Chase. Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that they need a lineman. I think Penei Sewell will be a great fit there, but I think the connection between Burrow and Jamar Chase and what they had in LSU, winning a national championship, they already have that chemistry. I think if you throw him into the mix with T. Higgins, with Tyler Boyd, I mean, that's a really good young wide receiver corps. And you can always draft, you can always develop your line and fill in those holes later on in the draft. So I think they go Jamar Chase here.
Thank you for agreeing.
What do you think?
I don't put it past a desperate franchise like Cincinnati to not protect their quarterback and pick up Jamar Chase. So I do think if they do not pick up Sewell, they're going to go Chase.
Too heavy.
Makes sense. All right, what's next on the dock?
Yes. Mac just left us.
Slim Shady.
His turn.
All right, Reeks, we'll go first here. So Devontae Smith is next on the list, Mr. weighing in at 166 pounds. So,
toothpick.
Oh yeah, Slim Shady, man. I'm telling you.
I didn't weigh that since freshman year of high school.
Who do you have him going to, Reeks?
So I got him going to the Lions at 7. I think just they missed out on Kenny Golladay. He left, went to the Giants. They're gonna need something for Jared Goff to throw to. They got nothing over there now, so I don't see them passing up a Heisman Trophy winner at 7th overall. Yeah, I'm not going to call it a steal, but with Chase gone, I think that's just a great pick there.
You don't see Quintez Cephas as their number 1 option?
Nope, because I would have wrote that if I did.
Mac, Devontae Smith, where you got him?
I have him going to the Patriots at 15th overall. I think he's going to drop there. People are scared of his size right now. And you see a lot of the draft experts saying, oh, yeah, they're talking to all these general managers. They're like, they just wish he was 15, 20 pounds bigger. And
he's bigger.
I think he eats plenty, I'm sure. He's a college student. And I just think the way the Patriots have some small guys as their receivers, they're going to use him just the right way. And he's going to be their best target, but sadly, with Cam Newton thrown to him, it's not going to be a great rookie year.
Ouch.
I think you're going to like my projection here, Mac. Actually, I don't know how you're going to feel about it, but I have the Dolphins moving up from 18th to 13th.
Okay.
Picking Devontae Smith. I think they have a lot of stock in this draft, a lot of capital, and they're going to be looking to move up. They're probably going to bounce around the draft, moving down, moving up, and I think this is an opportunity for them to sneak up into the top 15, grab one of the top receivers in the draft, and I think they would pair that receiver with Penei Sewell, filling 2 needs within the first 15 picks.
So you have them taking Sewell with their 6th pick. Is that what you were saying?
I do.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Just for context purposes. All right, cool. Hey, I won't hate it. I would love somebody familiar with Tua. So,
yeah.
Regan, I didn't skip you, did I?
No, I went first. Jerry, go ahead.
I'm kidding. Jerry, go ahead.
I have Devonta Smith going to the Giants.
Okay.
I think they're pretty desperate to make Daniel Jones look much better. And they're going to need the speedster, and they're going to need the flash that he has. And I think they're going to be less afraid of his size, which I think will be an issue with the Lions. I don't think they'll take him because of his size. But I do think the Giants are a good landing spot for him right at 11.
All right, very good. All right, let's move this along a bit quicker here.
Yeah.
For my second lock, I have Jalen Waddle. Excuse me. You're going to be hearing a lot of Jalen's on the Eagles with the number 12 pick overall. I'm thinking they're going to take Waddle. They want to make Jalen Hurts successful. They need weapons for him. And I just think they're going to go another wide receiver because they love wide receivers over there. Hopefully Rager makes a comeback and pair him up with Waddle and see what happens. Ryan, how about you?
I'm locking in Waddle with the Eagles.
Nice.
Explosive, athletic,
Mm-hmm.
Can really make those big plays. He is Deshaun Jackson 2.0. If you watch film on this guy, I think people don't realize how important he was as a returner on special teams as well.
Very
so
true.
he really, I think he fits that Deshaun Jackson comp for sure.
How about you, Regan?
Yeah, so I actually have him going to the Dolphins. Not for any particular reason other than them wanting a weapon and Chase being gone. Like you said earlier, people being nervous about Smith. So I think they just go with the next best weapon and go Waddle.
Hey, I wouldn't hate it. How about you, Jerry?
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I have him locked in at 12. I think he's exactly what Philly's looking to do, and that's a good landing spot.
Right on. Travis Etienne. I have him going later, I have them going to the Bills. Bills need a running back, and I think they're gonna kind of reach and just take him with their first overall pick because all the best defensive players will be off the board by then, and they don't need a receiver. And I think they're like, we need a running game. So that's my pick there. How about you, Ryan?
Ooh, I'm excited about this one. I have him going 2-8 to the Broncos. Melvin Gordon, Royce Freeman, both in contract years. They need a running back of the future. If they're going to land a quarterback of the future with that first pick, they're going to want somebody in the backfield that they can rely on. I think Travis Etienne to the Broncos at 2-8 is a steal.
We don't pick players in the second round. That's just not good content.
I didn't
One
do
of
my
these-
homework either on him, Regan.
No, one or two of these guys in this top 10 are definitely dropping to the second round.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's just what happens every year.
Yep.
For my Francie and I had him going also to the Bills with the 30th pick overall.
Nice.
Them just needing a running back, so I think that's a good call, Mac.
Yeah, I think it's a good call too. I might have copied your homework there.
Oh,
How
there
about
you
you,
go.
Jerry?
I have him going early second round. I
Early
haven't
second,
looked into
yeah.
which numbers.
Yeah.
I didn't do my homework on him.
It makes
Um,
sense.
I did see there were some articles about how Clemson thinks that he's being disrespected by not being considered as a first round pick. And if one of these other teams that is projected to take a lineman or something, if they decide to jump on it, somebody may see something on him and take him. But I see him going like early second, maybe 2-2 or 2-4.
Like Jonathan Taylor last year.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody's gonna bite on Clyde Edwards-Helaire, so they might bite on a different running back this season, this draft. All right, Regan, who's next up?
We have Najee Harris next, and I have him as a lock at pick 24 to the Steelers. I think they just need help. They need a running back. They got rid of Connor. Connor's with Arizona now. They fell off a little. Their line looks a little sluggish compared. I don't know if it was just the team itself because the years before they were looking pretty. So Najee Harris is a beast. He, like we said in our earlier podcast, he's a Derrick Henry with hands. So easy plug and play with him. He's ready to go. NFL ready. Ryan?
I have him going to the Steelers too, although I think a lot of people have him going here, and it might be overhyped. They have a lot of work to do, especially with that offensive line. So they might try to go offensive line here and then pick up a running back later in the draft. But I have him going at 24 to the Steelers as well.
Sure you don't want to call an audible?
Not to the one you picked.
No, I never audible.
You never audible. That's why Jared always kicks your ass in Madden.
I just throw the tight end in Madden every play.
I just suck at Madden, so I stopped playing.
Last time I played Madden was like 2012.
Yeah, same.
Ouch.
All right, I have Harris going to Miami at the 18th pick. I don't see him trading. I think they're just going to take another offensive player, skill player there. And, yeah, they're rumored to wanting a running back to help. And I think if either Etienne or Harris drops there, and I think they're going to take him, Najee Harris there. So not locking it in, but I have a hunch because of some guys that I follow on Twitter. Joe Shad, who works for the Miami Post down there, is talking about how they're really wanting a running back because they're heavily in on Aaron Jones in free agency. So they need somebody to run the ball because they didn't run the ball too well. They were okay. They were consistent, but nothing game-changing. They're more passing backs. So, I don't know. I think that's where they're going to go.
So you lied to me in an earlier podcast, and you said they were happy. Jerry?
I did more research.
I don't want to hear it.
Lie to you.
Jerry, you go.
From random guys on Twitter.
they're journos.
Is it my turn now? Is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead.
Correct.
Yeah, go ahead, Jerry.
I
Go.
also have him at 24. The team needs a spark. The Steelers need a spark. And he can do a lot of damage in the flat with his hands, and he can run the ball. I think he might be the spark to get him going, especially with an aging quarterback that's not going to be able to throw as far and not going to be as accurate. I think he's going to have to do a lot of work in the flat, and he's going to be a workhorse if he goes there. So
I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so the last one, guys, is Kyle Pitts.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, I have him as a lock. I called from maybe like our second podcast ever that he was going to the Falcons at pick 4. Now, it was a possibility they could trade out of that spot, but if they don't, they're taking Pitts. They're not going to pass up somebody like that. I'm just looking at you guys. All right, let's go, Ryan.
I have him one away to the Panthers. I think the Falcons do trade out of that spot. I think a quarterback ends up going in that 4th spot. And I think Kyle Pitts slips a little bit. I don't, we've talked about this before. Tight ends don't make the most immediate impact. And I understand that this guy has a lot of talent and he could be a superstar in the league, but you just don't know, and to wait around a couple of years. I mean, I guess for some of these teams in the top 10, it might be worth it, but I just don't see it. So I say 108 to the Panthers.
All right, Mac.
Yeah, it does make sense. They're in a win now mode with Matt Ryan's last legs here. So I just think they need that Tony Gonzalez type playmaker at tight end, and I think that's the route they're going. So not to copy you, Regan, but he is also my lock, Kyle Pitts for the Falcons.
Like it.
The number 4 pick overall.
And now Ryan's getting iced. Nice.
Let's hope so.
We stepped all over Regan's take on it earlier.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
No.
Yeah, go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, so I have him actually going to Miami. I think Atlanta trades out of that position. I think if Atlanta stays there, it's a very good possibility that they pick him up. But I see him fitting in Miami, with Miami having so much other talent and weapons now.
He fits so perfectly.
I feel like he's a good fit there, and I feel like the pressure wouldn't be there for him to get started right away and make an immediate impact. I think they can give him the time to get acquainted with the offense and turn him into a deadly weapon and red zone threat by the end of the season.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off that, Atlanta came out saying that they're accepting offers for Julio Jones. The thing is, they really can't even afford to pay their signings from the draft.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where they're at. So do they go and grab Kyle Pitts and put themselves more in a hole without the sure thing of them getting something for Julio or someone else? No, that's a question for all you guys. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think? How about you, Ryan, first?
Yeah, I mean, they got to clear up some cap space. It seems like trading Julio is the most logical thing. I still think he has a lot of value. He's getting older. You have Calvin Ridley, you can take over as the number 1 option. It's just, I don't know. Like, they have Hayden Hurst. Maybe they can fill another need. Like, that offense is still going to be pretty decent. I'm not sure. I'm just not sold on Pitts going forward to the Falcons.
Yeah, I shouldn't have asked you first. Never mind.
Regan, I would love it if you are right, because Kyle Pitts is the best pass-catching player in this draft right now.
By far, if you ask me.
Doesn't drop a catch all last year. I will gladly take him over any of the receivers or any of the running backs in this draft. And if he drops to Miami, I will go streaking or something. I'll be that happy.
I will not be there. I think it's...
Max seemed a little excited when Jerry said Kyle Pitts.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's going on over there.
Adjust himself.
There was a moan.
I have to go change my shorts now. But
You loved your tip, Jerry.
it was a great tip.
That's awesome.
No foreplay needed.
I just think with Atlanta being a win now team, you have to get him on his rookie deal to really be able to perform. And does he get acquainted and really perform that well in his rookie deal before they got to pay him? I don't see it being a great fit.
Hey, you have your opinion, and then there's wrong opinions, and there's right opinions.
Only time will tell, and we all have to wait till Thursday.
Love that. I think it's hilarious. I know I keep referencing our earlier podcast, but you had mentioned, I think it was Mac. It was like, oh, you guys know that tight end that's going, and that was before I started really getting into it. And I knew his name, but I didn't know anything about him.
Mm-hmm.
And now I've just been watching him all the time. The guy's amazing.
Oh yeah,
You didn't know his name. Called him Kevin Pitts.
That's what I'm saying. I was kind of off. Hey, the last name's on the jersey, man. That's all I need to know.
Oh, okay.
Growing up, I knew no one's first name or their faces.
You've been very take committed in him going to Atlanta, though. You've stuck to your guns big time on that one. So
Thank you. Swear to God, if it's wrong, I'll be so mad.
Dolphins.
I'll be so mad even more.
I would love it. All right, well, Jerry, thank you very much for coming on and giving us your tips and just sharing.
I hope at least one of them's right.
Hopefully it's mine. I don't care if any of theirs are right. So
right.
Just like to thank the audience there to listening, watching this video. If you could just hit the like and subscribe button. Follow us on our socials at Just the Tip FFP on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook.
Nice.
Anybody have anything for the leftovers?
Keep an eye out for that mock draft that's coming out. We're going to be posting that tomorrow. And it's exciting stuff. Holy cow. I don't know what that was, but
it's getting late, buddy, on the Monday.
It's all that water.
Yeah,
it's really getting to me. I don't know. It's too filtered.
No, that's good stuff. And I'd love to have Jerry on later on and talk about some real in-season bets and stuff like that. I think that'd be great. Good stuff.
Let's do it right before college starts.
Yeah, definitely will. Yep. Next week we will recap what happens in the draft and see who wins the game. Oh, that reminds me, our little mock draft game. Who won that? Anybody know the score?
I think Jerry agreed with all of us for the most part.
No. The mock draft.
I think it was a tie.
With you.
I think it was a tie.
It ended in a tie. You're right.
Yep.
It's
ridiculous.
What'd you get? Your mom to vote, Mac? You were like last.
Definitely. His mom, his sister.
Well, he's got like.
Regan filled his team with the most fragile guys that lost me all of my years of playing.
Don't be so sport.
Yeah, Matt IR Regan. That's what he.
IR Regan.
Oh, really? I am pretty sore. Not gonna lie.
That's nice.
You hit 30 and everything hurts.
That is true. If I really had my whole family vote, you guys would have lost in a landslide. So.
Oh yeah,
that's a true story.
I did
just
not
by siblings.
Go campaigning like crazy. So I'd like to thank our producer Kyle Haviland for putting this all together for us. We appreciate it. Here's to you, Kyle. Say hello to your mother for me.
Bye, guys.
Well, Dak, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.